Hey, hey, just want to see if anybody was in there, man. Savage AF. Forget your feelings, facts matter. Looks like it's gonna be a Dro solo today. Don't know what happened to Shangadang. Haven't heard from him. He might be traveling. Sorry. Not. It's hard to keep up with the man. You know what I'm saying? He's got a private jet. That's not true, but I like to say that out loud sometimes. Wishing the best. That being said, man, Savage AF, forget your feelings. Facts matter. I'll be cursing in about 2 minutes and 15 seconds just because I had it running for a little bit before I actually came in. Thank you for those who are watching. Hopefully more will build in. But listen here, guys. Savage AF, we are the show that gives you, I don't know, politics, hot topics, current events, in an I don't give a fluff kind of style. I'm your boy, Black Pedro. Typically, to my virtual right, there's a dude named Shang, Shang, comedian Shang. Not here today. That's that's just what happens sometimes. That being said, I am, and we are still in spirit, unified, fortified, certified, all kind of fides. Um, Typically, you can catch us Monday through Friday live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you ever miss us live, you're a junkie, just a drug junkie that is tearing up their life. But you can get it right. You can turn it on around Pookie, okay? You can go from prom fiend right on back to prom queen by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's scrolling at the bottom of the page there, at the bottom of the screen. You see it. YouTube.com/C/SavageAFWorld. All one word. When you get to the page, man, don't be weird. Don't just be staring at stuff. That's peeping Tom. Do this. That's what I'm talking about, man. Ding, ding, ring the bell, make all the noise, make all the noises. Woo! Get them with it. Some of you are wild, improperly raised. The cat is meowing. I don't know why. She's hung. I don't know. She's a savage beast. But listen, some of you have been kicked off of YouTube because you two are savage beasts. Savage AF, that is. Savage as fuck, I could say now. Facts matter. That's why we have a YouTube channel as well. I'm sorry, a Facebook channel as well. I get confused because they changed their name. Meta, World Peace, Face Place, whatever. Facebook, Savage A.F. If you look us up there, Savage A.F. That's right. That's right. We are there. When you get there, slap them with the thumbs, man. Thumb a dum them. That's what I call it. If I was a boxer back in the day, I would have said, and I gave him the summer dum. I summer dummed them all night. You know what I'm saying? Just summon them and okay. Sure, you get the point. It's weird when I do these shows by myself because like it's just me. No, you know what? I lied already. It's not just me. It's a community of people just as crazy on the edge, slightly abnormal as me. And some of them are here right now. We're gonna continue to build this show today. Offer that energy, which probably needs medication. Speaking of which, cheers to you. Mm. But I see you in the building, Damani Jones. AJ Fit moving kilos. That's not drugs, y'all. That's just physics. Actual weight displaced over a distance. That's what the man do. Damani. And then F. Gatlin, I see you as well. Thank y'all for being here. Bronda is she's unpredictable. As I was moving on, she just right in there. So Bronda, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here, man. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. This is a Dro Solo edition. It's a lot. It's a lot going on, man. In the world today. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. One of them is a little heavier, and then the other one is, but I'm going to keep it light because these are the people I love to make fun of, and then the other one is on the lighter side, just to keep a little bit of balance here, but also heavy for me, if I may. Folks, Savage A, fuck your feelings, facts matter. It is Monday. Happy one to you if there's such a thing. October 23rd, 2023. Ayo. Oh man, this year is almost over. I don't know where it went. Halloween is a week away. How did we get here? It started from the bottom, obviously. But that being said, man, I'm gonna end today's show. I'm actually gonna do a formal Black Pedro pop-in today. Just because I don't really have nothing else to do. And I'm going to tell you that the kittens got the mitten. I'm going to say it to you, but we're going to talk about it. But before we talk about that, I am going to pop off today's show with another toast. Cheers to you. Happy Monday. And then we as a community here, we're going to talk about this, man. But we are now 20 days in to a speakerless House of Representatives. And there are now 9 Numbskulls, all of which who are men. One of them who I'm pretty sure still identifies as black, Byron Donalds, but also, I don't think on the right side of history right now. But, among these 9, you have, I think, only 2 who were not election deniers. 3 or 4 who don't want to give aid to Ukraine. There's depending on what your measure of kooky, batshit, white guy crazy shit, you use to kind of judge people by. They all have some little thing, you know what I mean? Sorry, none of them wanted to impeach Donald Trump, obviously, and none of them did or vote to do that. So there's these kind of measures that you can use. But one thing that was pointed out, and I think it was a conversation between maybe Nicole Wallace and Ali Vitale on MSNBC. Ali Vitale being like a House correspondent and Nicole Wallace being an anchor, who used to be a Republican. But they were like, what's up? There's like no women running for Speaker of the House on the Republican side. And it made me realize that, and part of the correspondence commentary, Ali Vitale, was that, none of the eligible women, quote unquote eligible women, would be sort of dumb enough to take this job. You know what I mean? Like in this climate, in this condition, with this party the way it is, Like, who wants to be speaker other than a bunch of 9 dickhead dudes who want to swing their dick around the room that won't get anything done? Um, but it also made me realize that other than Marjorie Taylor Greene, or I'm sorry, Mountain Gorilla Green, and Lauren Bobblehead Bobert, Maya Baker, welcome to it. I don't really know any other than those two loony bins. I really don't know any women House Republicans. I'm just not aware of who these women are, um, and what they're about. But seemingly they're either being boxed out by their own party, or, like Ali Vitali said, smart enough to not even get into this cow shit mix of what they might call government right now. Twana Davis, I see you. Thank you for being here. But that being said, you got 9 numbskulls running for speaker at this point, which is like, well, how the fuck is any of you going to get the majority? So it's expected that some are going to drop out fairly soon and blah, blah, blah by the time they get to an actual vote, because there's no way that in a 9-person field that any one of them could get the necessary majority of votes. Um, so we'll see how that plays out. But all of this is to say that now, 20 days in, this doesn't look like something that's going to be resolved anytime soon. And no faction of the Republican Party will seemingly get, a majority of the votes. Yeah, this is getting stanky, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, what? look at the shithole dudes you have. There's no quality candidate that could unify this party at all. Let's see what Maya Baker says. GOP, the Grand Old Party, are misogynistic, and you name the dumb ones who would actually fit in with the craziness. Yeah. But the interesting part, Maya, to that is that, like, the craziness only has enough numbers to be disruptive and not dominant, but the disruptiveness dominates productiveness, right? So in that sense, they're in control. Like, they've steered the truck off the road, the GOP truck, right? Um, and now they're just kind of off-roading or in some ditch or whatever that this crazy faction has put them in, the GOP. And yeah, it's just, one of those things where you kind of gave the wheel to the nutty butters, and now you don't know how to get the car back on the road. Also, man, I was thinking about how extreme, and this is kind of a side note, but kind of involved. But you know, I've heard commentary about, and obviously, again, Hamas is this, but just to tie all of this into some global scale shit. But Hamas is a terrorist organization, right? That should not be allowed to operate. Um, should not be allowed to operate. It's period. Um, and I've heard commentary about, well, like, how could Palestine allow Hamas to become a governing body in Gaza, and because they are this extremist faction. And I'm like, I sat back for a moment, and obviously that's a valid question. But then I look at America, I look in the mirror, and I'm like, well, how did America allow an extremist faction, which is MAGA? And yes, at this point, I'm tying in MAGA with Hamas, right? Like, this terrorist organization, they stormed the Capitol, They tried to stop a whole election from being certified. I don't know how much more extreme you could get within whatever we call America in these days, but that seems like it. So yeah, if you want to question how a society could allow a terrorist organization like Hamas to take over, then I would also question, well, how the fuck are we beholden as a society to this extremist faction called MAGA? Make America great again, like we never were. Maya Baker said the plan is to allow a government shutdown, stop monies to Ukraine so Putin can win, and then blame the Dems and Biden ahead of the 2023 election. I think she means 2024 election. Um, man, I, I don't even know if the like who's playing when you say the plan, right? I'm just like, I don't even know if the Republican Party, if the GOP, the right, conservatives, whoever, however they MAGA, I don't know if any of them are disorganized, you know what I mean, in order to A, have a plan and be executing it. I think this faction's obsession with Russia and Putin and supporting them is around Trump and whatever he has going on with that. And I think more and more with this billionaire from Australia that Trump, I think Pratt is his last name, that Trump revealed all this secret info to, as well as 45 others, which includes a group of journalists and just other Mar-a-Lago people and blah blah blah. But it just shows that Trump sorry, Trump was trying to leverage his top secret national secrets, leverage his power for personal gain. And so between that and just Russia being an ethno state, a white ethno state, right? That is just like, it's like an Aryan nation, which America would love to be. Just couldn't do all the work without niggas, could you? All right. But yeah, that's just kind of what that is. It's just, I can understand that theory, Maya, that they want to shut down this government and make Russia look good or what. I don't know, but like I just part of me doesn't believe that the right is that organized right now. But Maya says, don't sleep on the stupid. The GOP has been playing chess, Dems playing checkers. This has been in motion for a while. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not trying to sleep on it. I try to stay woke, but when you just say the GOP, it's just too broad of a term at this point. Maya, for me, it's like I don't know who we're actually talking about, because you get, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're telling me that Mountain Gorilla Green and Bobblehead Bobert and Matt Hide Your Kids Gates, are like some kind of Operation Smokescreen to get Russia support through, or I don't know what, I don't know, but I don't seem like that group is organized towards doing anything other than just system busting, right? Like just, it's like in pool when you don't really have a shot and you're like, fucking, I'm gonna break this all up and just clack, 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 because you're not aiming at anything. And I feel like that's just kind of where that MAGA wing is operating from, and then the centrist GOP faction is just kind of like trying to ride this out because they know that if they go too hard against MAGA, they lose this, chunk, 36% of the Republican Party that loves Trump still, whatever, 40%, whatever. So, there's, and so they're not doing anything either, right? Because they're just kind of in this political paralysis around action because they know what's right, but what is right is completely opposite of what the MAGA movement is trying to do. Miyu, welcome to it, says that's more of a MAGA play to shut down the government. Yeah, and that for me, I need a more specific label like that. So I can't totally. I don't know that. Again, I think ultimately what I'm saying is that MAGA. I don't even know if they're so okay to shut down the government. Yeah, yes, I think that's a but with but I believe it's without purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just doing it to flex. Just to be like, hey, we could shut this shit down. And I think it's knowing that the things they're asking for, if they're asking for anything specifically, would never be achieved. So it's like throwing a tantrum that is legislatively legitimate somehow. Just refusing to do the job and shut down the government in order to prove that you can, but it will not gain them anything politically. Let me see. Maya says, I say the GOP because they have been crushed or denounced MAGA. Right. And that's complicated, Maya. And I get you on that. So and that, in this sense, I think we're all between myself, Maya, and me, you, we are saying like a lot of the same things, which for me is like, that's why it's hard for me when you say GOP to understand exactly who you're talking about, because they are this melted pot now of what used to be just, the Mitt Romneys, who is speaking out way too late now, but is right. So, blah, blah, blah. But, who was raised in this like kind of centrist conservatism, which was far right from progressive, but more towards the center of democratic politics. And absolutely predictable in terms of economics and whatnot. To now this MAGA extremist right wing, fascist wing that is totally mixed in and has the rest of the party intimidated and bullied. And so, yeah, it's hard to distinguish all of these factions because they are so intertwined. And I think that shows with what I call the 9 numbskulls is this body of guys. And I didn't even take the time to pull up a graphic on them at this point because, bro, whatever. Like they're all, it's all the same shit. They're either like the majority of them did the wrong thing about about January 6th. Most of them are election deniers. There's a handful that do not want to give Ukraine aid, which means you're a Russia supporter. Is a way to read that. A way. So it's this melting pot of jiggle butt ass knuckles, you know what I mean? Who none of them are legitimate politicians based on one or several categories, right? Like if you're a 2020 election denier, you're an illegitimate politician in American society right now. Like right now. Like if right now you still believe that the election was stolen from Donald Trump, or there were irregularities on a scale that affected the outcome, you're a jiggle butt knuckle fuck. Like, you're not useful. As one of my old football coaches, rest in peace, Charleston Fobbs, used to say, son, you're a waste of skin. You understand me? You are a waste of skin. And yet you got 9 of them who, given the categories, if you want to add up the scores, are all cumulatively ass biscuits. Maya Baker says, sorry, but if the traditional GOP don't speak up, this country is lost. Yeah, no, you're right, Maya. But I like I said with Mitt Romney, like they they went past it. Like when they got behind Donald Trump, not the first time, but the second time, and you had a Ted Cruz who has had his wife the man called your wife ugly. And by the end of it all, he was giving Valley Forge fight speeches on January 5th, 2021. Ted Cruz, that is. And all these guys turned around, right? Like, it just like started sucking from the many teats of micro nuts. So, I think Maya, unfortunately, we're beyond the speechifying from the Mitt Romneys and anybody. Like Liz Cheney got kicked out, Adam Kinzinger decided to bow out. The righteous Republican voices are out or silent, and if they're still silent right now, it's over. Like, it's over. We know that Trumpty Dumpty is the leading candidate. That's why I'm leaning on the courts. That's why I'm like, out of 91 indictment counts from 4 indictments, sorry, I cannot believe that Trumpty Dumpty is gonna go 91-0. By the way, speaking of which, I'll address Miyu real quick, and then I'll get on to this one other thing right quick. Miyu says, very true. MAGA wants to cut funding to all government agencies about 30% and figure it is easier to do it once the government is shut down and use those figures as a negotiating tactic. All right. I wouldn't have given MAGA and not the supporters, obviously, but the candidates enough credit to kind of be plotting like that. It just seemed like they were apes that got loose at the zoo. you know, ain't really even about the freedom. They just, just want to scream and shout, get loose. So yeah, okay. But that being said, I did want to add into this mix of the political portion of today's show. But another domino has fallen, y'all, since we last talked, or since I last talked to myself in front of y'all. However you want to psycho analyze this. But and these are my psychoanalysis hands. But another domino has fallen. I believe his name is it Kenneth Chesbro? Now, the key Trump lawyer has not only folded and decided to plead guilty, but he is the first of any of the pleaders to plead guilty to a felony. All right. And when you plead guilty to a felony, you got to do that dance, baby, do that dance, let's work it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo, yeah, yeah. You want to stay free? After admitting to a felony, when you plead guilty to a felony, it's like, you got me, nigga. I know you had that on tape, okay? Otherwise, well, shit. Okay. So what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So when you plead guilty to the felony, you're guilty to a felony, which means you did well. unless you're like the exonerated five or what, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you black, whatever. But when you are a white man, let me qualify what I said earlier. When you're a white man who wears business suits daily, legal suits, when you're a barrister, an attorney at law, okay? When you're an attorney at law and you plead guilty to a felony, you did a felony. Do the symphony. You do the felony. I know you want to plead me. Okay, sorry. That was the wine. That's probably midday wine. Sun ain't even close to being down. It was close. Sun ain't down yet though. I know you want to plead me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg and plead, do the felony. And that's what Kenneth Chesbro was singing before he was with his legal team. It was like, do the felony. Yeah, I did it. And you know what? If I had a choice, I wouldn't do it again. It was I shouldn't have followed Trump. Shouldn't have never took that call. But do the felony. Damani Jones said maybe he taking one for the team. But no, that's the thing. He's going state's evidence, bro. He's saying, fuck this team. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. That's what Chesbro and Sidney Powell do. They're like, I'm joining Team Willis. Team Fonnie Willis. I now play for the Georgia District Attorneys. Attorney Generals. That's the name of the team. I don't know what the mascot looks like. It'd be weird with just a robe and a gavel running around the arena, dunking. But either way, he's now taking his talents to the Georgia State Attorney Generals. He gonna be the new mascot, Damani, and she gonna have his ass in the air. Don't even wear any underwear that day, Chesbro. Let him see it, dog. She gonna show him the pink and the stink, all up in that ass like tissue. And I promise, like Monifa, I won't miss you. Hey, whew. I probably shouldn't drink Bordeaux. Just I had a little sushi earlier, but I should eat more. That's what it is. But that being said, man, yeah, Congress is fucked, bro. Like, and then I'm just hoping because the Democrats should be able to spin this properly, and it's really not even a spin. It's just the way the plate is moving. But the Republicans could not even run the House of Representatives for a year, man. Do you understand me? Like in less than a year of this kind, like in less than the set, like they lost the speaker. They kicked their own speaker out, right? And you can be like, well, it was 208 Democrats and only 8 Republicans. Listen, a Republican put him up to be kicked out, and you knew good and goddamn not one of them goddamn Democrats voted for him the first time. So how the fuck would it be their responsibility to keep Kevin McCarthy in the speakership? He wasn't getting shit done anyways. This motherfucker had not a nan bill put out on the floor in the 9 months before he got kicked. He wasn't even fucking doing the job. Couldn't. Because he had sucked so many dicks in the opposite directions that there was no... I don't even know how to finish this metaphor. It just wasn't he couldn't catch all the jizz. Shit, I don't even know if that's what I meant. But what I'm saying is that the man just did not his job. He did not his job. And got kicked out for it by his own party, to be honest. So I'm just hoping that the Democrats should be able to spin this, and even enough for independents to either go go Democrat or stay out of it. Which, if Trump is eligible and on the ballot, should keep him out of office. But I truly don't believe that he will be eligible to be on the ballot in enough states to, based on felony convictions. This is what I believe. Savage AF, man, fuck your feelings, facts matter. It's your boy Black Pedro. It's a Dro solo edition. And usually when I do that, man, I don't even do this, but today I'm gonna do this.
Hey, 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 it's your boy Black Pedro, popping in, hey, 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 with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'. Oh man, so okay, I don't know how much y'all tune in. How much you be watching. Some of this is, you be catching intimate moments in a nigga life, you know what I'm saying? And last week I was in the building feeling myself. And I was just talking about how, some of the best football on earth, American football on earth, is coming out of, Michigan, the Mitten. I'm from Detroit, where we hitting slaptastic, shut your mouth. And yeah, man. Michigan versus Michigan State. We call that, this informal state championship. Paul Bunyan Trophy is the official reward. But Michigan at Michigan State this weekend. Yeah, that was a true football molestation, in the legal sense. 49-0. I mean, Michigan wrecked, like trampled Michigan State. Like, this was an epic ass spackling. Do you understand me? Feeling good. And then yesterday, Sunday, and for those who don't know, I'm back to following just the Lions, not the whole NFL. I mean, I see the scores, blah blah blah, but the only games I'm willing to watch or try and catch are these Lions games. And after a Michigan thwackling of Michigan State, which I've fully enjoyed. When I say these kittens got the mitten, I mean the Raven bird left a paw print, a claw. It was they call a group of ravens a murder of ravens. They're called a murder. And nigga, this is what they did to the Lions yesterday. My Detroit Lions got ass mangled. Do you understand me? They got knuckle bucked. Okay? They got throat goated and chin thwackled. I mean, this was, yeah, me, you. Sorry. Oh, they yo Ravens? Oh, they yo Ravens. So I didn't even know we had NFL owners in this bitch. Okay. I see what you did. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yo Ravens, they dismantled the Lions completely. And I've seen, I follow a lot of Detroit sports handles and things like that. And they're like, which side of the ball, was it the defense or the offense? I'm like, yes, nigga. Pick either one, both, all sides of the ball. And I said both with an F because that's how ignorant the loss was. The Lions got shanglemanked. Like it deserves new words. Like, they got handle back slap tatty threaded. Don't ask me to spell these things, okay? That's what AI is for. But the reality is, man, the defense wasn't. And listen, Lamar Jackson, we know now his career in the league has been one of essentially making defenses look silly. And in this situation, and here's another thing, because the Lions have started off strong. They start off the season with a 1 point victory on the road at Kansas City, a close and tough loss in the second game in the home opener against a tough team like Seattle. And then, a month of straight wins, 4 in a row against, some fairly sorry ass opponents. But they made that happen. But mid-season, man, when these teams get tuned up and all the pieces are coming together, it's not the same, dog. Like, like a team like Baltimore at home, we were on the road. They're dialed up, bro. That's just they were only, we were 5-1, they were 4-2. Um, but this is a team that is dialing up, and clearly one of the better defenses in the league. And then clearly a very capable offense. I mean, bro, I don't know, man. This was like, for a team like that, was it 38-6 that they lost? But that shit was over at halftime, bro. That shit was over in the second quarter. Once it was 21-0, I was like, Detroit has an explosive offense that could put up points, but clearly this defense has no answer. Like like they almost have 400 yards in the first half. Lamar Jackson did. And like, it's not like you. Yeah. So, I've always said that the most important part of sports, the true essence of sportsmanship, is to learn how to lose gracefully. But learn. That doesn't mean learn how to lose, but learn from losses, right? And hopefully, my Lions, me, you, can learn from this loss and adjust to what were obvious deficiencies. And I didn't get to see the whole game. So I'll probably go back and watch it. So my personal full analysis isn't there, but just by reading there were no third down conversions were poor for the Lions. They just didn't see there was pressure there um, that never got adjusted to, um, and on both sides of the ball, to be honest, because Lamar Jackson obviously put pressure on the Lions defense that they weren't able to adjust to. Yeah, 38-6, me. I didn't need you to put it in the feed. I said it out loud. You had to put it in the feed. It's all good, man. It really is. It really is, This the football season is long. 5-2 is still a great record. It's still, you know, one of the better records in the league. Next game Monday night, Raiders at Detroit. So, you know, there's we got 5 more division games, and our division is whacktastic. Okay, they're like one of the Harry Potter houses that we don't even talk about, Ravenclaw or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like not Gryffindor or Slytherin. So by Green Bay, by Minnesota. Peace to Chicago. So I mean, and then we got who is it? We got the Raiders coming in and like one more sorry ass thing. So we could still be a 12 win team. You know what I mean? Still be in the playoffs. And hopefully hopefully we'll see you again in the Super Bowl. And hopefully it'll be I could take a loss. But when you knuckle fuck my whole city on the road, it's like okay. That can't happen again. So that being said, that's my Black Pedro pop in for today. I ended on a knuckle fuck, but that's how some knuckles get fucked. Tomorrow I'll be here. Hopefully Shang will too. Savage AF, y'all. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. Or fuck your feelings. Facts matter. Why I'm holding back, I don't know. That being said, man, just 3 words of advice for you. You know how I do, guys. Stay black if you are black. Okay. Forever. Do not be black if you are not black. That's not cool. Keep your finger out your nose. That's cool.